Okay, once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show for Monday, September 28th. In this episode, we're going to be going over Saints recap. We're going to recap last night's game. Saints loses 37-30. I'll be honest with you, the Saints did play well, but the truth of the matter is it was the defense that had a lot of breakdowns. It was just a classic battle between Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees. The one of these, both of these two are Hall of Famers once their careers end. So once again, Saints lose 37-30. We will recap what happened. We'll give you Sean Payton's take on it. So once again, I'm doing this today. So once again, let's go ahead and send our links out to Sportscaster. We just send our links out to YouTube and Twitch. So once again, we are live. So once again, thanks for joining us. So I'm going to go ahead and send my links out to so we'll send out our links. There we go. The link is sent over. If you want to come in and talk Saints football, last night's game. Once again, that's on in the Sportscaster chat room, also YouTube and Twitch. So once again, let's go ahead and recap what happened yesterday. Saints once again lose 37-30. We'll give it a game recap on it. So give me the set this up for you. So we'll get this up on the screen so you'll see it. Okay, once again, 37-30 was your final score. Saints are now 1-2. They will take on the Green Bay Packers. Not the Green Bay Packers, the Detroit Lions this coming Sunday. Noon, we'll have the game on Sportscast. So once again, thanks for so let's go ahead and recap what happened in this game. So we are recapping what happened. So if you're in here, you want to talk Saints football, you can. We are going to be talking Saints football for this hour. So once again, and then later on tonight, we'll have LSU preview. We'll preview the Vanderbilt Commodores. That'll be after Monday Night Coaches show. So once again, so let's see if we're on. So once again, we'll recap what happened. Let's go ahead and give you those recaps. Let's begin our scoring plays. First scoring play, the Packers scored on a they scored their first touchdown. Was 10-play, 35-yard drive. It was a field goal. It was 3-0 Packers. Then the Saints scored again. It was on a 4-play, 77-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 23 seconds. It was 7-3. Then Mason Crosby kicked another field goal that was on 12 plays and 60 yards. Took 5 minutes and 55 seconds off the time possession. So once again, it was 7-6. So then the Saints scored. Packers scored on an Allen Lazard 5-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers. That was on 3 plays, 50 yards. So it made it 13-7. Then the Saints cut the lead to 3 on a 45-yard field goal by Will Lutz. That was on 11 plays, 49 yards. Was 13-10. And then Emmanuel Sanders had a 10-yard touchdown catch on 11 plays, 61-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 34 seconds off the time possession. So it was 17-13 Saints. And then Aaron Jones had a 1-yard score, 7 plays, 75 yards. Took 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock. And also 12:58 was the scoring time. That was in the third quarter. So it was 20-17. Then Will Lutz comes in and kicks a field goal that was from 35 yards away. 5 minutes and 55 seconds was the scoring play time. 12 plays, 58 yards. 7:03 was the time of possession. So they took 7 off the time of possession in that game. Once again, it was 20-20. And then Lewis had a 18-yard pass from Aaron Rodgers. Took 6 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 38 seconds off the time. 2:17 was the scoring play time. It was 27-20. Then in the third quarter, Saints tied the game at 27. So this game was absolutely competitive. Alvin Kamara had a 52-yard pass play for a touchdown. So that was on 3 plays, 75 yards. Then Mason Crosby kicked a 49-yard field goal. That was on 7 plays, 26 yards, made it 30-27. And then Trorin had a 1-yard score, 7 plays, 64-yard drive. Took 4 minutes and 36 seconds off the clock. Once again, it was 37-27. And then Saints scored on the last kicked the field goal. That was on 9 plays, 59 yards. So once again, final score, the time was 4 hours and 11 minutes. Paid attendance was 748. So they only had 748 fans. So that was not original fans, people that was with families and stuff. So let's go ahead and give you a recap. Let's give you the stat recap. I'll go ahead and give you those stat recaps. Okay, on first down, Saints had 21 first downs. Packers had 24. Most of the first downs that the Saints had came on passes, 14 passes, 5 runs. And then the Packers had, let's see, 6 passes, 6 runs, 14 passes. So 6 passes and 14 runs. Third down efficiency, the Packers was 5 for 11 for 45, and the Saints, same. Packers went 1 for 2 on fourth down conversions, and also the Saints went 1 for 1. Saints had a total of 397 yards. That was on 58 offensive plays, 59 for the Packers. They had 369. Running the football, Saints had the ball, ran the ball. Let's see, they ran the ball 20 times for 122 yards, and then Packers ran the ball 26 times for 98 yards. It was an average of 3.8, so that was in the game. So the passing yards, Saints 29 of 36 for 288. Packers 283 in the game. So that was in the game yesterday. So let's give you the red zone efficiencies. Both teams was good in the red zone. They went 3 for 3. So both teams went 3 for 3 in the red zone. Also goal line efficiency. That was 3 for 3 for the Packers. Time of possession was 28-20 for the Saints, and the Packers was 31 minutes and 40 seconds. So that was in the game. That was the final stats. Okay, let's give you the possessions in the game. Possessions, the Packers on the first possession had a field goal, and then they had a second field goal, and then they had a touchdown that was on the on drive number. That was a touchdown that was on drive number 3. So that was a touchdown there. Also, they had to punt the ball. That was on drive number 4. They had 2 scores. That was on drive number 6 and drive number 7. And then they kicked it. Had a touchdown that was on drive number 10. And then the end of the game. Then the Saints punted the ball. They had to kick a field goal, but their only touchdown came on drive number 5. That was on 11 plays and 56 yards. 11 plays, 56 yards. Those 61 yards. So 61 yards, 11 plays, 61 yards. It was a touchdown. That was on drive number 5. Also had to kick the field goal. Then they had a fumble. That was on the 8th drive of the game. So that was on the 8th drive of the ball game. So once again, time inside the 20. The Saints had it inside the 20. So that was the time of possession. Let's give you those time of possessions. In the first quarter, Green Bay had the ball for 10 minutes and 45 seconds. Saints had it for 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Green Bay Saints had the ball for 10 minutes and 51 seconds in the second. Packers had the ball for 4 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, the Packers had the ball for 6 minutes and 13 seconds in the third. Saints 8 minutes and 47 seconds. Packers had the ball in the fourth quarter at 10 minutes and 33 seconds. The Saints 4 minutes and 27 seconds. So a time was on your screen. So showing it 31-40 for the Packers and 28-20 for the Saints. So that's in a game. So this was the first half stats right here. Saints had 11 first downs. They went 4 for 6. That was 4. That was on 4 runs, 6 passes. The third downs was at 50% for each team. Total yards was 195 to 140, so the Saints had 195 yards. Packers had 140. Running the ball, they had 31 yards rushing. The Packers 27 in that first half. So that's what happened in that game. So we are looking at the stats right now. So we'll go ahead and give you the okay, this is what we're showing you. Okay, we'll give you the numbers. We'll give you the necessity reports. This was the longest plays for the Packers. They had a 72-yard pass play that was from Alan Lazard. So that was on three plays and started at the 25. Also, they had a 48-yard pass play from once again Lazard catching a 48-yard pass. Also, this is another one, 23-yard pass from Rodgers to Steinberg. That was in the fourth quarter. Also in the first quarter, Williams had a 6-yard run, so that was good for 6 yards. So now the Saints had some long plays. They had Breeze on a 52-yard pass play, and then Kamara on a 49-yard run. That was in the first quarter. Also, Breeze on a pass play to Kamara for 21 yards. Also, no huddle. Breeze had a pass play to Smith for about 19 on the pickup. And then Kelly was ineligible. Breeze had a pass play to Emmanuel Sanders for 18 yards. Pass yards 18, yak none. So that's how everything went out in the game. So that's this is the playtime percentages. This is what we're showing you on the screen. Mostly everybody did play for the Saints on the that's on the offensive line, and so that is your stats. We'll break down the final stats, the individual stats. Let's give you an individual numbers. Okay, give you those individual numbers. Okay, Murray had 12 carries for 58. Kamara had 6 carries for 58 yards. He also had some pretty good scrimmage yards in that game. Drew Brees went 29 of 36. He had 2 sacks in the game. His quarterback rating was 127.8. Rodgers had a quarterback rating of 124.9 in the game. Now, the intended targets was Kamara 14 times, 13 receptions, 139 yards. Sanders 4 catches, 56 yards. Smith 4 catches for 42. Cooks 2 catches for 21. Troutman 2 catches for 17. Harris 2 catches for 5. Murray 1 catch for 7. And then Hill 1 catch for 1. That was in the game. Now, your main targets for the Packers was Lazar. He had 6 catches for 146. Tomlin had 5 catches for 50. Stenberg had 3 catches for 36. Jones 2 catches for 17 yards. Urban, 2 catches for 8. Lewis, 1 catch for 18. Marcel's Velez Scouten, 1 catch. Williams, 1 catch for 3, and separate, no catches. So that was in the game yesterday. Packers' main runner was Aaron Jones. He had 16 carries for 69 yards. He had an average of 4.3 yards per game. So that was in the game yesterday. Now this is the let's see. We'll break down the okay, the defensive plays. Let's give you a defensive breakdown. The Saints had 1 sack in the game. They had Demario Davis had 1 sack. So Demario Davis had 1 sack in the game. Let's give you the first half numbers. Breeze had 14 of 17 for 104. He had 2 sacks. Quarterback rating was 131.4. Rodgers 1 touchdown. He had 9 of 14, 106 yards. He had a quarterback rating of 111. Now the intended targets for the Saints was Kamara with 7 catches for 61, so he did in the first half. Smith had 2 catches for 14. Sanders had 1 catch for 10. Cook had 1 catch for 8. Troutman 1 catch for 7, and Harris had 1 catch for 3 yards in the game. So that was in the game in the first half. So defensive plays, we're looking at it right now. Once again, Demario Davis had the sack. Quarterback hurries. The main one had quarterback hurry was Davis. He had a quarterback hurry. Tackles for loss. Davis had 2 tackles for loss in the game. So that was in the football game yesterday. So that is how the game ended. Saints loses 37-30. So they did get outscored 10-3 in the fourth quarter. Also 14-10 in the third quarter and 10-10 in that game. So I look at it this way. I say this: look, if the Saints could get back, right now they're 1-2. Right now they're going to have to figure out how to get out of this 1-2 hole. I know a lot of people on social media, I'll be honest with you, are not too pleased with Drew Brees and stuff like that. Not throwing the football far enough and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is, he's going to have those problems. He's definitely going to have those problems. The only thing that he can do is get out of them, is snap out of it. So I'll be honest with you. I hope he does snap out of it against Detroit. That's something I'm looking forward to seeing in that game versus the Detroit Lions. So I'm kind of just lyrical about that, but I hope he does come out of it and stuff like that. So that is once again, that is your stat breakdown of the Saints and Packers. Once again, the Saints lose 37-30. They will take on the Detroit Lions this coming Sunday. That will be at noon, so the game will be noon. So not 7:25, not 3:25. It's going to be noon. So once again, let's go ahead and give you Sean Payton. We're going to go ahead and do coaches' reaction and players' reaction. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do Sean Payton. We'll do Sean Payton. We'll do Sean Payton, Drew Brees, Sheldon Rankins, Malcolm Jenkins, and Alvin Kamara. So we'll go ahead and play those for you. We'll play their reaction to yesterday's loss. So let's go ahead and play that for you.
On, and then I thought as it went on, we didn't play as well in the second half.
Sean,
go ahead.
Sean, how do you get other people involved besides Alvin? Is that just the kind of the way the Packers were playing tonight, or was he just kind of that big part of the game plan?
Well, look, we ended up getting a lot of deep zone coverage, and there were a ton of plays in for, like, for instance, Emmanuel, but sometimes, look, a lot of it's predicated on the look that you're getting. You'd like to be able to go in and say, hey, he's going to have X amount of touches, whether it's Latavius, whether it's a tight end or another receiver, but that's kind of how it unfolded. So I'll look at the third down numbers. I thought got a little bit better in the second half, and yet they still weren't good enough. We had some critical opportunities that we let slip by offensively, and in the end, we couldn't keep pace with the numbers that they were putting up.
Is not having Mike part of that? It just does that change what y'all want to do and how teams are playing you?
Look, I think no, I mean, we got a lot of coverage tonight, so that usually comes with Mike. They were without Devontae. Both teams were without two really good defensive tackles, two really good receivers. That's just that's the NFL.
I mean, why do you think you guys couldn't keep pace?
We just finished talking about it. We didn't convert some third downs. We struggled to get off the field on some of the third downs. That's my take before looking at the tape, but we didn't do enough of the little things well.
Sean, were you planning on rotating Ruiz in before Andres went down? It's on come in earlier than Nick.
Yeah.
Some of these late pass interference penalties, I'm specifically talking about the one that occurred late in last week's game and then the two late in this game. Do you look at that as, hey, this is teachable, I can fix it, or is it?
Well, look, it has to be corrected. In other words, we jump off sides and allow him a free play on third down when all week long we talk about discipline, cadence. It's third and this is a great opportunity for us to get off the field and force them to kick a field goal. And when you get a free play like that, you throw it up and the play gets extended and it becomes difficult on the cornerback. But yeah, right now we're leading the league in those calls.
Those are the kind of things you probably specifically look at that drive you crazy when you go to look at the film with the rest of the team. I mean, you tell your team all the time, you got to be in there mentally, and I'm sure you maybe use that as an example or things like that.
Is that a question, or you? I mean,
it was a bad rambling question. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's a number of frustrating things that I'm sure we'll see on tape.
Sean, the big pass to Lazard, the 72-yarder. Did you see what happened on that before watching the film?
Yeah, look, it's a safeties play. We're in quarters coverage. It's third down. I think it's 3rd and 10. It wasn't very good.
How close to game time were y'all deciding that Onyemata and Marcus couldn't go?
I think, look, as we approached today, I think we felt Marcus was going to be ready. We felt like next week, and hopeful David is as well. We'll keep you guys posted, but we did what was best for this game.
Sean, you always talk every year about you got to start over every year. It's a new year. Do you feel like your team's sort of struggling to find an identity early on?
Well,
something to hang a hat on?
Yeah, yeah, to some degree. I mean, you're frustrated as a coach because that starts with us, and we've got to do a better job. We've got to get ready to play a better game against Detroit. That's our industry. We're 1-2 right now, and it's been a while since we've felt that, and yet 3 years ago we were 0-2. So, a little bit of a gut check, and yet we're not playing playing well enough, let's not fool ourselves. We're making too many mistakes, and we're not playing disciplined enough on both sides of the ball, and that's really just the truth.
Sean, obviously, Taysom's fumble turned out to be the turning point. Just in hindsight, what were your thoughts going into that call, and how uncharacteristic was that? What happened there?
Yeah, look, it was a tough break, tough play. It's a give read. We have a chance for a big play, and we'll leave it at that. Certainly, he works his butt off like all. It's just more of a technique thing. So if we have to look at how much, but that was, we had just stopped him on the 4th down play, and so we got the ball in real good field position. We have a chance to make something of it, and unfortunately we didn't.
Sean, what makes those bootlegs they run so hard to defend?
That's a good question. They shouldn't be that difficult, but we made them look hard, didn't we? All right, thank you guys.
Okay, Drew Brees. We'll play Drew Brees' on
For straight
comments.
possessions, when the defense came up with the big stop, you feel for Taysom, the fumble seemed to kind of change the rhythm for the rest of the game there.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that was a huge stop by the defense. We got the ball at midfield. I think we all felt really good that we were going to go down and get points, hopefully a touchdown, and kind of seize control of that game. So, it's unfortunate that it happened at that time, but man, Taysom is such a conscientious guy, and he's such a great football player, and he does so much for us that, it's at times that's part of the game, and you got to rally, you got to bounce back.
Next question is from Jeff Duncan.
Hey, Drew, why have you all struggled to get the ball down the field? Are defenses just defending you all a certain way, and you're taking what they're giving you, basically?
Yeah, we called a couple shot plays today, and unfortunately we just got, again, bad looks. I think I got sacked on one. And then actually, ironically, the second one was the one where I threw it to Alvin Kamara, and he went 52 yards for a touchdown. So I don't care how far I have to throw the ball down the field. My job is to make good decisions. I'm not going to force it. If it's not there, check it down, put it in the hands of our playmakers, and let them do what they do.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Hey, Drew, kind of in that same vein, has the coverages you've seen been different since Mike has been out? It seems been carding you differently than you had seen previously.
For the most part today, everybody, they just played us real soft. They played us real soft. So we ran the ball well. We checked it down underneath well. I thought we were really efficient and ran the ball well too. I'd say, if we're being sticklers about ourselves, the difference was, I think in the red zone, we had 4 red zone possessions and had 2 touchdowns, 2 field goals. So in a game like this against a really good opponent and a really good offense on the other side of the ball, you just have to take advantage of those opportunities and try to get touchdowns as opposed to field goals.
Next question is from Mike Triplett.
Drew, do you recall a game where you could just put the ball in a player's hands like Alvin and good things were happening repeatedly like that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a special football player. He rattled off that big run early on, and then obviously the check down that turned into a 52-yard touchdown. It's nice when you got a weapon like that you just get the ball in his hands in space, and he's tough to tackle, and it's kind of a human highlight reel.
And then with Emmanuel Sanders, I know you talked about trying to get in a rhythm, new player. Did that start something really good at the end of the second quarter? And
Yeah,
do you think you guys
listen,
found some of that chemistry tonight?
I still think we can do a better job of getting the ball in his hands, and that goes for some other guys too. Obviously you've got these guys that can do a lot of things, and throughout the course of the week, you're always kind of waiting to see how defense is going to play you. So you have a lot of volume in the plan, and then it's really not until you get to the game that what's going to work and really what you're going to hang your hat on. But there's no doubt that you have a guy like Emmanuel Sanders, man, you want to get the ball in his hands. Traquan Smith, Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara, and so many others. There's only so many balls to go around. But at the same time, I think just, our ability to be super efficient, my ability as a quarterback, to make sure that the open guys are getting the balls, and on time and in rhythm. And, that's really what executing the offense is all about.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Jerry, just as a veteran leader on the team, how do you guys balance being confident that you guys can find whatever you're missing so far with also kind of having a sense of urgency of getting things back on track?
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunately, we've had 2 games in a row now where, these haven't been our best performances. I think both sides of the ball, there's plenty of things that we know we need to work on. The penalties is still a black eye. It was last week. It was again this week. Obviously taking care of the football, I think we pride ourselves on being a team that really takes good care of the football and takes it away. And then just taking advantage of opportunities. Some of those red zone opportunities, some of those opportunities to sustain drives, keep drives going. And that's complementary football. I think special teams has been solid. But, man, all those things work together, and that's what helps you get victories.
Next question's from Jeff Duncan.
Drew, are you surprised that you all have been kind of starting a little slow here? The fact that you all have so many players back from a year ago, your coaching staff's intact. I thought this might be an advantage for you all, this weird off season, because you all have so much continuity. Yet it seems like both sides of the ball a little out of sorts.
Well, I think, listen, if you're a veteran player in this league, you know that you're not guaranteed anything from year to year. You got to come out, you got to earn it, each and every time out. And I think, obviously, based on the last 2 losses in consecutive weeks, I think, we have to take a hard look at what we're doing, how we're doing it, and we need to be doing it better, bottom line. And, be as efficient as we possibly can, create a great sense of urgency. Listen, I love our team. I love the way we work. I love the way we prepare.
Okay, Sheldon Rankins. We'll go ahead and play Sheldon Rankins also, Malcolm Jenkins, and then Alvin Kamara. So we'll play those guys.
Cheap, on all levels. It starts with, myself, Cam, guys up front. We got to play better, and so on and so forth.
And then we'll hear from once again. We'll hear from the Saints color commentators, Bobby Hebert and Christian Garrett. We'll hear from those guys on this loss to the Packers. So we'll have that just a few moments.
We're not doing that. We're putting ourselves in bad positions and forcing ourselves into games where we're giving up a lot of points and giving up a lot of plays, and that's not what we do.
Next question from Nick Underhill.
Do you guys feel like you're creating pressure at the rate you want to create it at? And if not, what do you think some of the reasons for that have been?
Yeah, not at all. I don't think I don't think any of us like what we see when we cut the tape on as far as from putting pressure on the quarterback, especially not tonight. When we cut this tape on, it's going to be a lot of things we don't like. Listen, we just got to keep working. I think the good thing about this group, we take it all in stride. We understand that, that there are going to be times where you aren't playing well and you aren't doing things right. But, the great thing about this game, you get another week. We get a chance to come back next week, improve on those things, improve on, getting to the quarterback, pressuring guys. And we'll look forward to putting a better outing next Sunday.
Next question is from Mike Whitler.
Sean, I'm going to steal this question that Jeff Duncan just asked Drew. I think we all expected the continuity to really help you guys as a veteran team that almost everyone was back from last year. Why do you think that hasn't helped you guys early in this season?
Listen, at the end of the day, that's all on paper. At the end of the day, having a lot of guys who played together, in a sense helps. Like I said, it looks great on paper, but we got to execute. It's real simple. When we get in these meetings, over these next couple of days and watch this tape, it's going to be real simple. We just got to execute. We just got to go out there and do what we're coached to do and do it at a high level, like we always have. This is something, that we don't like to see from ourselves because we're used to, hitting quarterbacks and putting pressure on people and having fun and doing those things and getting the ball back to our offense and allowing them to do what they do. So, listen, our offense came out and played well tonight, but at the end of the day, we got to hold up our end of the bargain. And, for the most part, we've done that in the past. But over these last couple games, it's not what we like to see. But the great, like I said, good thing about this team, the leaders, the guys who played a lot of football, we'll get this corrected, and we'll come back out for a better showing.
Questions from Nick Under.
When Marcus Davenport's out there, does that change the way teams block against you or Cam? And when he's, you take him out, do you guys see more attention? Does it make things a little bit harder on everybody else?
Listen, I think we have plenty of capable players. Obviously, Marcus, an immense talent. When he's out there, he's definitely a game changer. But guys like Trey have played well. David, when he's in there, plays well. Malcolm Brown, listen, we got guys that can go win. We're just not winning right now. And like I said, it comes back to we got to execute. We got to execute the rush plans. We got to execute our rush moves. And we're not doing that at a high enough clip right now to help this defense. But like I said, we'll get back to work this week, and we'll come back out ready.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Do you all even feel close to that right now, Sheldon? Like executing right?
Yeah, no, not close to where we want to be. Like I said, I mean, this is we're not even scratching the surface of how good we can be. The things we, were able to do, throughout training camp, and how we felt like we were playing and rushing and doing those things, as a unit. We're not seeing them consistently enough right now. So, not even scratching the surface on how good we think we can be as far as rushing the passer, pressuring the passer. But those are things that that we have a chance to fix.
Okay, Malcolm Jenkins. We also have Alvin Kamara.
The lack of discipline.
Just
whether
about
it's
a minute and
penalties,
40 seconds.
Your assignments here or there, it's really just been hurting us. But we got a whole season. It's still very early, and there's things that we can correct, but we've got to do it and got to get it fixed if we want to be the team that we set out to be.
Next question is from Nick Underhill.
What was it about those bootlegs that were running that just kind of seemed hard for you guys to adjust to?
Yeah, it just comes down to discipline. Eye discipline, understanding, what the offenses are going to do to you. And all it takes is one guy, not to be doing his job in those plays, control the clock, or control the game, keep them ahead of the stick. So it's something that we'll continue to see until we get it fixed.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Malcolm, just considering how many veteran guys you have, is there sort of a sense that you guys can get this fixed, and is there a sort of confidence that comes along with that?
I mean, for me personally, I feel like that was what I was brought here to do. And so up to this point, I think I've been failing in that regard, but it's definitely something I think between myself and other leaders on the team and on defense can definitely get fixed. I think the coaching staff does a great job of preparing us, as players.
Okay, Alvin Kamara. We'll play Alvin Kamara, and then we'll hear from the Saints commentators on WWL.
Hey, Alvin, it was a big day for you today individually, obviously, but not enough. So what do you all need to do, in your opinion, to just kind of get back on track right now?
I think we just got to find more. We got to find more on offense. We got to find more on defense. We got to find more special teams. We all got to do more than what's being asked of us right now. We got to correct the mistakes. Little things killing us, penalties. Some of the same stuff that went on last week. I mean, just penalties. We got to play smarter. We got to play better.
Next question is from Rod Walker.
Hey, Alvin, how tough is this, to be playing this way offensively right now?
It's tough. We don't like losing. We come out every week trying to get a win, so it's tough. Like I said, we got to find more. We got to do more. Everybody individually. From me to Drew to the tape. Everybody. We just got to do more. We got to find more. There's no excuse.
Next question is from Amy Just.
What did you see on that 52-yard touchdown?
The end zone.
Okay, once again, we'll hear from Bobby Hebert and on the point after from yesterday's show. So we'll hear from them, and then we'll hear from Deuce McAllister. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this out, and we'll put this in. So we'll hear from Bobby Hebert first, and then we'll hear from Deuce McAllister. So,
The winning team has scored 34 plus points in 7 of the last 9 matchups going into the game. So I'd say, well, the Saints need to score at least 34 or more points to win. Well, now it's 8 out of 10 games that the winning team has scored 34 plus points as the Packers came on top 37-30. Now, I talked to you about Alvin Kamara. I think this is what you're asking for him to do, whether he's rushing the football or as a pass receiving running back. He has 197 total yards. So that goes back to Reggie Bush. That goes back to Darren Sproles. Alvin Kamara, I always put it at 150. You know, if you're having some kind of balance, because it could be like a short pass to Kamara is like a long handoff or whatever. So he had 197 total yards. So I would say against the Raiders and the Packers, Alvin Kamara has done his job. Now you have to look at the complete team. But this is a bunch of BS. When you think about, we had 122 yards rushing on 20 carries. You're averaging 6 yards a carry, like we did against the Raiders. But we only had 12 yards in the second half rushing, and you ended up with 122.
On 6 attempts in the second half.
So you got to attempt, Christian. We ended up with 20 attempts. So 6 attempts in the second half. There's no way, if we're running the ball 4.5, 5 yards a carry, we should not have 28 to 32 rushing attempts instead of 20 rushing attempts. I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm looking. Look at the Packers. They only averaged 3.8 yards a rushing attempt, but they still ran the ball 6 times more than us at 26. So listen, whether you look at Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, it's a push. You look at kind of the quarterback rating, even though Aaron Rodgers hits the bigger plays down the field as far as how the football travels. But Drew Brees had 288 yards throwing. The yards after the catch, it all counts. 288. Aaron Rodgers had 283. So that's basically the same. But the one thing we could not do is the penalties. Now, I always say we were right on the cusp. We had 8 penalties. You don't want 9 or 100 yards. But we had 8 for 83. So that's telling me, considering how we were so far in the lead, after 3 games, we're still leading the NFL in penalty yardage. Which you don't want to do. Now, with the officials, were they from Wisconsin? Or what were they thinking? They had one horrendous spot. I mean, how in the hell? Wasn't even close. You know, I could see it was a foot. It was more than a yard, or at least a yard. They wanted to give it to him. Sean Payton challenged it, but I don't know. They had 2 penalties for 10 yards. We had 8 for 83. Are they more disciplined than us? I mean,
looks like.
I'm gonna go back to that yard. Like I said, that was totally bullshit what they did on that yard, on that forfeited yard. I mean, look, they gave it to him. They absolutely gave it to him. I mean, that was just that was just poor officiating or a poor spot or whatever. So that's just it is what it is. So once again, final score: Saints lose 37-30. They will take on the Detroit Lions this coming Sunday. Once again, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you coming in for this special edition of Sports Talk. Saints recap. Once again, everybody have a good rest of your Monday afternoon. We'll be back later with LSU preview. That will be the coach. We'll also have the coaches show tonight at 6:30. We'll have it for 6:30. We'll have it, and then also the LSU preview. We'll preview Vanderbilt. So once again, everybody like, share, and follow us on Facebook. Also follow us on Twitter. Also follow us on YouTube. Also follow us on Sportscaster. And also follow us on the official flagship of Sports Talk and also the play-by-play of Sports Talk. That's Sportscaster. Follow us at sportscaster.com/KLW. Also follow us on Twitch. We are going to be on Twitch all this week. Also follow us on Instagram as well. Also follow us on Skype. And then follow us on LinkedIn. And also follow us on Sports Talk blog page. Also, if you want to email us, you can email us at the address you stream. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Monday afternoon. We'll be back later for LSU preview here on Sportscaster. So